everybody, it's Alejandra, librarian over at the Poinciana Branch Library with the Osceola Library System. And welcome to our live program, Create a Creature with Needle Felting. If you picked up the supplies for this craft, go ahead and follow along with me. You can also check out osceolalibrary.org/summer-learning for a full list of supplies for all of our crafty programs. Just so we know how many people are joining us, let us know in the chat box how many people are watching with you. So today we're going to be making a owl, and we're going to be using needle felting to make him. He's so cute. So for those of you who don't know, needle felting is the process of turning wool roving, so loose wool like this, turning this into solid shapes using a felting needle. So needles like this that are barbed and quite long. So the needle with the barbs tangles the wool fibers and bonds them to create a solid shape. So that's what we're going to be doing today. The supplies you're going to need are obviously some wool roving. You're going to need a lighter color for the base, a sort of medium color for the wings, and then a black color for the details. You're going to need some felting needles. I would suggest having more than one because these do break quite easily. And then you're going to need a sort of work base. So a piece of styrofoam or a tough pillow would work, just something that'll stop your needle from poking all the way through to the table. And then a pair of scissors is always handy. So we can go ahead and get started. So what you want to do first is grab your lighter colored roving, and I'm just going to rip off, say, about this much, and just ball it up, and take my felting needle and just start poking it. And this is pretty much the entire project. You're just going to be poking it until you get your desired shape. So we're going to need to make two circular shapes, a smaller one and a sort of medium-sized one. And this can be quite time-consuming because you pretty much are just poking away, tangling those fibers. So you can see it just kind of tangle onto the base there too, so that's okay. Yeah, and you can see it's sort of taking a shape now. The more you poke at it, the more it condenses the wool and the stiffer it becomes. Here we go. You want to be super careful with these needles. They are pretty sharp, and because they are barbed, it hurts a lot when you get poked. And the more you use them, the more you're going in and out in this wool, the sharper the needle gets. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more wool. And then you're just going to keep adding and poking until you get your desired shape. Okay, so I conveniently already have my two shapes. So this is kind of be the body and the head. And I'm just gonna like smush them together and start poking downwards. Okay, as you can hear, it's much stiffer because these have been poked for quite a while. So this will combine the two shapes and make the body of the owl. See, and this is where the work base comes in handy. Otherwise, I'd probably be poking all the way through to the table. Yep, and then the better you get at this, the faster you'll be at poking. I'm still a little bit slow. As you can see, it's starting to bond them together, where it's now kind of difficult for me to pull it apart. So just keep poking until it's really well combined there. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. And at any point you can really just poke around if you feel like it's too fuzzy here. You just poke at it. Or if there's spots where you think maybe it's too flat, you can just add a little bit more roving. So this craft is very forgiving. If you make a mistake, you can always go back and fix it. Okay, So I'm gonna go ahead and add like a long thin piece of my medium color, and I'm gonna start shaping the face. So I'm gonna do a sort of heart shape here, but you can do a circle or really any shape that you want, it doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. And you can sort of like twist and guide it with your needle so it's in the right spot. You just want to make sure that you don't poke and then bend the needle, because these do bend and break pretty easily. So just guiding it is much better. And then you start to get the shape of the face there. And you can really do this with any color. You could do this with brighter colors, neon colors, more natural colors like I'm doing. It really depends on the look that you're going for. I need a little bit more. There we go. And they do sell these needles in different sizes, so I'm using quite a large one, but you can pick up smaller sizes if you find that a little bit more easy. See, then if you make a mistake, you can easily pull off any excess and just keep going. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and add more of that same color. I'm gonna get quite a bit, and we're gonna just add that to the back and then the sides to create the wings. And just keep adding it until you don't see any of the lighter color underneath. This part is also a little bit time consuming. Okay, so when you get to that point, it's gonna look like this. So the medium colors all the way around the back, none of the lighter colors poking through, and we have our little face. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the face. Gonna rip off a little bit of black, 2 little circles for the eyes, so something really, really small like that. Go ahead and add the eyes. As you can see, it does condense quite a bit once you start adding it in there. Here we go. And there's always a lot of fluffies everywhere. Okay, so we got our 2 eyes, and then for the beak, I'm going to take a tiny, tiny piece of our brown that we used for the wings, and roll it up and give him a little beak. It's kind of hard to get a really good like triangular shape, so my beaks usually come out looking like little circles. But I mean, it's fine either way. Okay. And then if you want, you can leave it there. For the one that I did add some spots onto the belly for some texture. So I'm gonna add a few of those. And just a couple, just to give it a little bit more interest. But you could make like a little heart or a square, a triangle, whatever shape you want to add to him. You can go ahead and go for it. I'm gonna do maybe three spots. And once you get to these smaller details, it kind of goes by a lot faster. Okay, I have one more. It's okay if they're not all perfectly even. Sometimes the imperfections are what make things look more interesting. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then the last thing you can do is give him a trim if you have some scissors. You can see all those little fuzzies hanging off of him. Just giving him a little haircut. makes it look a little bit more polished. And that's him. And then you can make him, obviously I made this one a little bit bigger, a little bit fluffier, but you can definitely make them in different sizes. I got this teeny tiny one, a little bit smaller one. So a lot of ways you can do this craft. Okay, and then I didn't mention earlier, but if you did want to get started with this hobby, they do sell these kits that have like many colors of roving in them, like tons of colors. It comes with a little base, needles, little guards for your fingers. I would definitely recommend this if you're a beginner and you want to get started and want to have lots of colors of roving. I got this from Amazon for about $15, so it'd be something to look into if you're wanting to start a new hobby. So we're all done. So now it's time for our Beanstack secret code. If you're not familiar, Beanstack is an online platform where you can earn points and badges by completing activities in the summer learning program. So you can attend one of our virtual programs like our Tai Chi, our cooking demos, or our live programs, or you can write an alternate ending to your favorite fairy tale. So the secret code for this program is Rainbow. Again, the code is Rainbow. And you're gonna go ahead and put that at beanstack.com. Our top 3 earners every week earn a gift card, and our top 2 earners at the end of the summer learning program get a grand prize. As a reminder, our next live program is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Our cover talk or virtual book club cover talk is meeting tomorrow to discuss Epstein by Dylan Howard. You can borrow that on Hoopla and on Cloud Library. So thanks so much for joining us, guys. Check out osceolalibrary.org and follow us on social media for more info about our programs, about Beanstack, and our other services. Have a good one, guys. See you next time.